Hey guys, I'm the NFL Addict, and today I'll be going over my top 5 teams that got better this offseason. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and say, if you watch my rankings video, this is not my top 5 offseasons. This is my top 5 teams that got better. Like the Buccaneers, they had a really good offseason because they got a lot of good players back. However, they didn't necessarily get better, so you probably won't be seeing them on this video. That being said, you could, so let's go ahead and get going. At 5th, I'm going to have the Denver Broncos. This could be a surprise to some people just because I haven't said some nice things about them in the past, but I've kind of changed. I haven't changed my opinion, but I've not been so harsh about it. I like the fact they went out and they got Kyle Fuller and they re-signed Justin Simmons. And yeah, I know I said I wasn't going to really count re-signs, but this is still a really good signing. I like what they're doing here on the defense. Their defense is definitely going to be a big issue for offenses next season. The problem I have with the Broncos really is the fact that they lost Philip and let him walk, and seeing how cheap the Texans got him for, I definitely think they should have kept him around. He was probably their biggest weapon. I feel like he's insanely underrated. I feel like I'm the only person who really gives him the credit that he deserves. I feel like they're kind of just taking Drew Lock and they're throwing him out into the woods, or throwing him to the dog. I don't know what the phrase is, but he basically doesn't have anyone. He has Jerry Jeudy, I guess, who's a pretty good young receiver. He could take off in year 2 like we see a lot of these wide receivers do, but doubt it. At 4th, I wouldn't. If I was the Broncos, I wouldn't lean on that. We have the Rams. This is another team I don't think people like as much as I do. They won. They got Matthew Stafford. They gave a lot of picks for him, but seeing as they made it to the playoffs, they won a playoff game against, in my opinion, a superior team with Jared Goff at quarterback. Now they got a massive upgrade in Matthew Stafford. I really like that. And they didn't stop there. Recently, they went out and they got Deshaun Jackson, who is aging, but he has still had some pretty good plays. He still has been, you've heard his name probably after a couple games. So, yeah, he's definitely still a very good option. I really like what the Rams are doing. I feel like the playoffs are becoming more of a sure thing for the Rams. At 3rd, we have the Washington football team. They went out. They solved their wide receiver problem. They got Curtis Samuel and Adam Humphries. So now they've got Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, some deep threats, and they got a nice slot wide receiver in Adam Humphries. I really like that they've kind of solved that issue. Also, they got William Jackson. Their secondary was kind of... Again, I think they should have taken this money, and I think they should have gotten a good safety. I feel like their safeties are really lacking, especially with Landon Collins starting. He's probably a better linebacker. And I feel like what Washington should do is sign a safety and push Landon Collins on the linebacker, but I don't think that's going to happen. The reason they're not higher up is, 1, I think they could have signed a safety, and 2, I think they could have got a better quarterback than Ryan Fitzpatrick. He definitely is very good, especially these past couple of years in Miami. He's had a kind of like a career revival. Well, I say kind of because he's not, going out and winning 15 games, but he is still playing very well now. Anytime anyone has any, expectations for Ryan Fitzpatrick, that's the only one he plays badly, but I definitely think they could have gotten it. Honestly, I don't hate it as much. I don't dislike it as much as I'm kind of making it out to be. I'm a big fan of him, obviously. I don't think anyone isn't, but I definitely think they could have gotten a better quarterback. At 2nd, we have the Giants. They went out and they re-signed Leonard Williams, probably their best player on defense. And I like the fact that a lot of people are saying that they overpaid for him. I don't think so. He was a beast on the field. He was a real issue. I think he had like half of the team's total sacks. He was a monster on the field. Then they went out and they got a good wide receiver 1 in Kenny Golladay, and they got Kyle Rudolph. Now they have a pretty good tight end duo with Kyle Rudolph and Evan Ingram, and having a good tight end duo is becoming more and more important as we head through the weeks or head through the years. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. So now they've given Daniel Jones more than enough weapons to succeed, and if he doesn't, then they know that if they get a good quarterback in there, they can probably make it. They could probably. I mean, it's probably between the Giants and Washington as to who wins the division next year. The Cowboys are in there, and the Eagles are 5 miles behind, but I think it's between these two teams. At number 1, I'm going to have the New England Patriots. I like that this is another team. They got a good tight end duo, Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. This is going to be a very dangerous duo. They also went out and they got another good weapon in Nelson Aguilar. I say good, not great, because 2 years ago in the Eagles, he was most famous for dropping a bunch of. He was the dude who just dropped a bunch of passes. But now he had a pretty good season in Las Vegas. I keep on wanting to say Oakland, but I have to remind myself to say Las Vegas. They also re-signed Cam Newton. I like that. I like the fact they went out and they got Cam Newton, because that shows that like they don't feel like they're in a position to go out and basically rebuild with a rookie quarterback. They want to take Cam Newton. They want to give him 3 brand new shiny weapons, and they want to give him another year to try to succeed. And they didn't just sign a bunch of people on offense too. They went and they got a nice linebacker in Kyle Van Noy, and they also got a pretty good safety in Jalen Mills. So yeah, they definitely took an already pretty good defense. They bumped it up even more, and they got from a team that's going to have 7 wins to a team that could possibly have 10 or 11. So yeah, the Patriots moving up in the world. And that's that number 1 team. There's not a number 0. Let me know what you guys think of this video format. Normally, I would just sit down and record myself, but I feel like this might be better. I like making these kind of videos more. But if you guys want me to go back to recording myself, I will do it. Just let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.